At some point this last year, we all may have felt like giving up.
A lot of tears in the eyes because they knew that this was the beginning of the end.
That going forward was just too much.
They're afraid. It's so sad.
But determination is something we Floridians know all about.
Sometimes chaos births blessings, and today I am truly blessed.
When the storm hits, that is when determination begins.
I just look at him and it all melts away.
We are determined to keep trying, keep pushing, keep going.
We've been sprinting during a marathon.
To tell this pandemic, we are going to help, to believe, to love, to grow, to persevere. Believe it or not, 2020 started with high hopes.
First game this season, everybody ready? Yeah, okay, good.
Dreams of graduating, state championships.
That was the year.
That brings up the top of the order, number 1, Jillian Herbst.
Or so many high schoolers thought.
Yeah, and then COVID.
Lakewood Ranch senior Jillian Herbst knows.
It was devastating, honestly. I honestly did cry.
In the middle of an 8-0 season, COVID stopped everything for the Lakewood Ranch softball team last school year.
This was our year. It was our year that we were going to win states for the first time.
A lost season for a team, but more than sports, experiences gone.
What did the pandemic do to your high school experience?
It took a lot away. It really did. I've never been to a prom. I probably won't go to a prom.
But for a girl who lost her mom unexpectedly in 2019, she knew, perhaps better than most, how to deal with tragedy and hardship.
That's what it taught me. You can't control everything, and we have to let things change if they're changing.
So we adapted with masks and a bit more distance.
That's it!
And the Mustangs made their team motto, "Find a way." And they certainly are not alone in that.
That's Grandma's big boy. Yeah.
Kayla Reynolds certainly found a way this past year.
I counted all his little toes. I was like, 5 toes on this foot, 5 toes on this foot.
A way to bring new life into this world. We've had a bit of a baby boom.
It was definitely a blessing in disguise.
Kayla and her fiancé Daniel welcomed little Riker on February 6th.
Like, you're perfect, perfect, perfect.
She was pregnant throughout all of the pandemic, which came with some limitations.
My fiancé not being able to go with me to any of my doctor's appointments, that was really hard.
Giving birth in a pandemic is different. All medical things are different in a year of COVID.
The nurse that was there with us, she actually was the other person on the other side of me holding my hand and telling me it was okay.
But even with all that, just one look at him, and that bad vanishes.
It all melts away.
Within the pages of a scrapbook, Mom chose not to forget.
And what made you make this again?
I wanted him to see everything. I wanted him to know.
Know the joy, the pain, and the hope.
A lot of hope in these
A lot
pages.
of hope in these, yeah.
For a bright future, at last. A future that can be full of love. Let's face it, in 2020, many thought finding love wasn't possible.
I never would have thought in a million years, while home on a shutdown, I would find the love of my life.
But take Alicia Henry and Norman Harris. In March of last year, they didn't know each other.
We are gathered here to worship God and to witness the marriage vows of Norman and Alicia.
But some matchmaking by friends led to socially distanced beginnings of happily ever after.
You have to meet each other where we are and make the best of it, and that's what we did.
They set this day to say I do on Valentine's Day 2021.
You may kiss your bride.
Don't give up on hope and love, and it'll happen when you least expect it.
And it goes to show you that sometimes blessings are right around the corner We just got to be willing to accept.
Hey, you want it?
And those blessings came by the millions this year when people set their mind to help each other.
How you doing today?
I'm a happy camper.
We saw more need this year than ever, but we also saw more kindness too.
There you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
You too.
People turned to help their fellow man on small and large scales.
It's okay, baby.
Yeah, it was overwhelming to see the response of volunteers.
Metropolitan Ministries says the cry for help is loud right now, but louder still.
Giving went up as a result of the pandemic, right? We thought we'd be shutting down programs. We expanded programs.
Putting in the time and giving, neighbors, friends, volunteers. Volunteers like Bob Cosra, packing things up.
But until further notice, I think this box line's going to just keep going.
And Sophia Yarns, handing things out.
Let's see. Okay, we got cereal there.
We did things outside of the job description this past year. And while we tried to be there as much as we could, we know the best choice at times was to stay apart.
Hi, Vic, how you doing? It's Janice from St. Peter Claver. How are you?
Even when we couldn't physically show up, we never lost faith.
Well, I'm calling you because we wanted to connect with our parishioners, just wanted to let you know that we care about you.
Church is a bit empty this year.
Oh, God. Our church was so alive.
St. Peter Claver normally sits a good 200 people for a service with a full choir. But fewer in numbers doesn't mean people have lost hope.
And what are the qualities that you feel got people through this? It's been tough.
Faith. Faith. That no matter what happens, God is always with us.
Because we have come this far. This year, we did learn. We did grow. We learned to live for the now, to live for the moment.
I am married, I am happy, and I believe I have a very, very bright future with Alicia Harris.
We learned there are things the pandemic could never take away from us.
Perseverance.
Hope.
Volunteering.
Faith.
That pandemic can't take that away.
Can't take that away.
Can't take that away.
The pandemic can't take that away.